Joining us at the 23rd Annual Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival is Lynette Ramirez, the president of Bassett Vance Productions. So, Lynette, first, thank you for being here. What is Bassett Vance's mission statement, and how do you factor in?
Well, I factor in because, as you said, I'm the president of Bassett Vance Productions, and I'm a producer and executive. And the mission and the mandate at Bassett Vance is inclusion overall, really focused on providing content for audiences of color that move conversations forward for culture.
Content now comes at us in so many ways. It's streaming, it's social media, it's television, it's film. Will Bassett Vance get involved in all of these different ways we consume content?
I mean, at Bassett Vance, we like to talk about that we're limitless, much like Courtney and Angela's career has been. But we are mostly focused on film, television, some podcast. But we're open to doing things that, again, just meet that ethos and mandate that we really believe will reach the audience that we're looking to reach, which sometimes can be underserved or only receive a certain type of content and story. And so that's, why we continue to be limitless and where we can go and what we can do.
What are some of the challenges that you face in an industry that has oftentimes turned its back to creators of color, audiences of color? What challenges will you face to reach those audiences that have been underserved?
I think it's, as much as we talk about what's going on right now and what the narrative is right now in Hollywood, I don't know from where I'm sitting as a producer and a developer, it's much different than it's ever been. It's always been a really hard fight, and it is challenging. And first and foremost, you have to lead with entertainment, because we're in the business of entertainment, and excellence. And then beyond that, it's about seeking out like-minded partners. Film and television are a collaborative medium. You now have your influencer, where that may be less so, but again, where we're focused by and large is being collaborative and finding those partners that will lift us up. And we have found those partners sometimes traditionally inside of Hollywood, and other times we have to look outside of the system and look at how do we get something made independently. And that's all of the processes that we're in now as a younger company. Courtney and Angela certainly have been in the business for a long time, but Bassett Vance is just coming up on its 5th year. And so, again, keeping that boundless, mindless mindless, of course, limitless, in mind, that's really how we think about it and how we fight those battles. I mean, I don't think they're going to go away, but we can't let them stop us.
We talk about how the industry underserves people of color, but it also does so for women. How and why would you want to get involved in this industry at such a high level, even at all, that can be sometimes just unflinchingly cruel to women?
Again, I've had a nearly, I know you'll be surprised, 30-year career. So I do feel like it's incremental change.
You must have started when you were like 4 years old.
I mean, of course. But there has been incremental change, and I actually have been able to see and be a part of women really moving the narrative forward in entertainment overall. And, whether you start with your Oprahs all the way down now to like your Issa Raes and your Jessica Albas, and these women are, really created businesses inside of the entertainment industry. So I do think the narrative is changing for women overall. There is still a big struggle for women of color and for women of color to have power at the top. But why would I not want to be a part of change? Why would I not be a part of something that I think will affect people in a much larger way outside of our industry, since media is so influential? So for me, I fell in love with this business because I fell in love with storytelling. But yeah, it became a mission and a mandate to uplift other women and to be uplifted by women, people like Angela, who I have the privilege of working for. So I think the story is more positive than maybe we think. It's just a lot slower than we'd like.
Do you still find joy? I know you love the industry and have been part of it, but what brings you joy? That is the spirit of this year's Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival, is what sparks our joy. As an executive who sometimes has to juggle the books and the creative, what brings you joy?
Exactly, the creative, as you spoke to. It's not that I don't love the business, but it's when I get to sit with a writer. I recently had dinner with Tracy Oliver, and we're working with her on a project, and she's also adapting a book for us. And just her talking about how she fell in love with this piece of material that I also fell in love with. It's a wonderful book called Skin and Bones, and that together we're going to fight this battle to try and get it made, because it's always a battle. It's always, a battle of will and persistence. And that's where I find joy. It's really sitting with the makers and the creators and the talent and dreaming big and then doing the work that it takes to get there. But in those moments, like whether we end up, as we envision on the Oscar stage or not, that's what sparks joy. It's just doing the work with people that share the same sort of excitement for story.
Lynette Ramirez, the president of Bassett Vance Productions, thank you so much for joining us here on Martha's Vineyard.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I hope you have a joyful time.
Thank you.